Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Slice podcast brought to you by the team at Pizza Today. I'm Senior Creative Director Josh Cowan. Along with me, Executive Editor of Pizza Today, Miss Denise Greer. Hello, Denise.
Hi, Josh. Hello. Good afternoon.
And it's a very busy time period for us right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
to
By the
keep a
way, if you
stress on my
did,
face,
yeah,
YouTube, just please, just don't just pass over it. It's
yeah. Go easy on Josh right now, okay, guys? Just go easy on us right now.
I need a
But
filter.
I
I need a
will let you
filter.
know, Pizza Expo 2025 registration is open.
It is
By the way,
open.
so if you're thinking about competing, you better get in there right now
Yeah.
and sign up for whatever category you want to get into because it already may be full. So just know that
Right.
those
I spoke
categories
to
fill up fast.
I spoke to someone in registration last week, and they were just blown away about how fast it's already taken off, like in registrations and people already signing up for competitions. So yeah, if you
Yeah.
haven't, even if you're thinking about it, you need to jump on it because they are going really fast.
Yeah, and we've recently announced something fun, Josh, and you've been really working on it. And maybe we should talk about that for one quick second, like the new brand new event we have
Oh,
going.
can we talk about it now?
I
Let's
I
okay.
I think we just put it on Instagram recently.
Okay,
So
all right
yeah,
then. Well,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
let's go for it.
let's go for it.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of going to Columbus, Ohio, to visit the Greater Columbus Convention Center, and nailed down that we are going to have a Pizza Expo in Columbus in 2025. Super exciting! I absolutely love Columbus. I mean, the hotels are right next to the convention center. Everything's walkable. There's tons of restaurants around. It's a very ideal spot for a pizza expo, and I'm totally excited for it. I'm more excited for Pizza Expo 2025 than I am Pizza Expo Las Vegas for once. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a smash hit.
I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be very fun. To clarify, guys, this is not a replacement of Pizza Expo Las Vegas. We
Right.
will. That's always our big Pizza Expo. We're just taking it to a new city, and
Yeah.
Columbus is it's a charged pizza city. I'm going to put it out there. It is a charged pizza city. Like there is a lot of debate going on within Columbus. Who's the best pizza?
Mhm.
And there's a lot of talk about pizza. So I'm
And
excited to be there.
and Ohio in general is a great pizza state. There are so
Yeah.
many independent pizzerias in Ohio. It just makes sense to have a pizza expo in Columbus. And to kind of remark what you just said, we will always be having the International Pizza Expo in Las Vegas. This is
Yes.
called Pizza Expo Columbus. So,
Yes.
uh, but it will be a pizza expo. So expect some great things and some good competitions. We'll be bringing new competitions to Pizza Expo Columbus. I'm sure more on that will come out later. But
Oh yeah. Can't
yeah,
tease too
super
much.
exciting. Super exciting. Between, registration starting for Pizza Expo, International Pizza Expo, might I say, 2025, PizzaCon, and then Pizza Expo Columbus. We have our hands full at the moment. So,
Yeah.
but it's all good stuff. It's all
We're
fun
doing
stuff.
it. We're
Yeah.
doing it good. And let me just say that, we have all this stuff going on, but I am very diligent about finding new and fun guests for this podcast. I'm trying to reach outside of my box, and I'm really looking at who I want to bring on the show, like those kind of dream guests. And I'm going to tell you what, the operator we have on. She is definitely a I can't believe we got her on the show kind of guest. I mean, her business is just exploding. So we are talking to Katie Lee, and she's with Katie's Pizza and Pasta in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, yes, they have three pizzeria locations there in St. Louis. On a bigger scale, she's taken her frozen and pasta and sauce lines national and looking to go global. And she just got her first foot in the door to bring her frozen pizza into Walmart. Yes, the biggest grocery retailer, Walmart. It's
Katie goes,
insane.
she goes into her pitch at the Walmart. It was in Arkansas, their hub, whatever their headquarters. So yeah, she did. She goes into her pitch and what was said and how it went down. And it's a fascinating story. And
Yeah.
big congrats to Katie on getting that golden ticket.
Oh yeah, and I don't want to give away too much on her story because you really need to listen. There, she has so much in her story about how she developed and how she started her business and how it evolved into this retail side. What I love is she is this inspiration for a lot of operators here. She has three restaurants. She started out with one in St. Louis. You know, she was bringing artisan pizza into St. Louis way back in 2008 is when she opened her first restaurant. And today she is taking her retail frozen line national. So like it's super impressive and it's inspiring to see somebody develop like that. It's exciting.
Yeah. So enjoy our chat with Katie Lee.
Hi, I'm Genevieve Ruby, a fifth generation dairy farmer here in Humboldt County, California. Did you know that 99% of California's dairy farms are family owned? And we're proud to sustainably produce the milk that goes into quality cheeses you use to create your delicious pizzas. Thanks for helping make California not only America's #1 dairy state, but the leading producer of mozzarella too. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
Hey there, Katie. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for having me.
Well, let me just say right off the bat, you have an amazing business. Like if pizzeria operators could know your path and what you've done, I think that they would be just excited to explore those opportunities.
Yeah, no, it's been really cool, and I agree. I think there's a lot of potential in pizza. So
Well, why don't we start by what just happened to you? Like what you just had a major announcement that we found out about on one of your food lines. So tell us what
yeah,
happened.
I think you're talking about the golden ticket. So
Yes.
we my team and I went down to Bentonville, Arkansas a few weeks ago to pitch our frozen pizza line and our pasta bake line to Walmart and Sam's. And we had 4 pitches. The first one was with Sam's. It went really well for our pasta bakes. We were, as expected, how these things go, and started the relationship, and we're going to continue, talking in the coming weeks. So we thought that went really well. And then went into the next pitch for Walmart's frozen pizza buyer, and spent 10 minutes in there with him, cooked a pizza. He excused himself, which freaked us out, and said, I'll be right back. And we had the pizza in the oven and he hadn't tasted it yet. And then he came back with a camera crew, lots of cameras, lots of people, a golden ticket. It was like one of those,
Like American Idol.
American Idol, yeah. And announced to us on camera with people cheering and clapping that we had just won the golden ticket and we were in Walmart. So it kind of took our breath away, and, definitely a lot of emotion. And then took us into the big studio for an interview, pictures, and it was very exciting. I don't think we understood. We did not know that there were such things as golden tickets. We just went down to kind of like what we've been doing over the last 4 years, which is build relationships, plant seeds, and start communication to eventually get into the grocery store, which sometimes can take many years. And so it was very exciting. And so I apparently now we're in Walmart, but
First off, big congratulations. That's an
thank you.
absolutely amazing story. But I want to know, like, going into this 10-minute pitch you had with Walmart, like, give us some details of like maybe like going into the pitch and how it went.
Well, I think going in, like I'd mentioned, we've been, going to trade shows over the last few years. We've met people from Walmart. We've had phone conversations, and they've all, we've gained a lot of information. It takes, like I said, it takes a long time to get into these retailers. We just recently got into Whole Foods after being accepted 2 years prior. So it takes a long time. There's a huge process, obviously, to get in. And so we were just kind of going into this, just continuing the talks, continuing the relationship, letting them know how much bigger we had gotten, how much better we had gotten at manufacturing. And we're hoping that, this would just further this process. So there wasn't a lot of anxiety going into it because we've been doing this for the last few years. And we just really wanted to get information to, figure out how we can be a better fit. And so the pitch was interesting. So each room is about the size of, it's like 6 feet, by 6 feet. It's tiny. And there's a table, and we need this big oven to be able to cook our products. So we brought the oven in and we plugged it in. And then we had 15 minutes until the buyers showed up. So we had to preheat the oven as quickly as we could. And then 10 minutes into preheating the oven with 5 minutes to go, a man walks in and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you can't have an oven in these rooms." I know.
I'm sure it was getting really hot by then anyway.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just an electric oven, but the fire marshal, and there's code, and I don't know if you knew this, but there's a catering hall that you're supposed to prepare everything at. And if you go ahead and take the shuttle over there, you can prepare and then shuttle back. And we have 5 minutes. So we just realized we're not going to be able to serve our product. So we pulled the plug literally on the oven, and then another 30 seconds goes by, and this woman comes in and she goes, "We've okayed your oven," and she brought in a fire extinguisher and set it by the door.
Takes care of everything.
Awesome. It's fine.
And so we plugged it right back in. So there was a little anxiety over the oven. And then they came in, and it was basically, we worked the deal. So they asked questions about our capacity. We answered those. They asked questions about our pricing. They have very strict rules about being the low price across the country by I believe it's 10%. And then the margin that they need to make, what our capabilities are, where we think that we would be best suited. And we just had all of that information, Jake, my chef, and I, at the tip of our tongues. So it was just a conversation that ended up being a conversation that worked the deal. And so that was it. And then like I said, he excused himself and then came back with the big production of the cameras and the clap, everyone clapping, and it was cool.
I bet that had to be a surreal moment. Like, what were kind of some of the emotions you and the chef had going on when all this was going? Did you just look at each other like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, Jake we both looked at each other. I absolutely teared up because it's just like this, it's just a lot. They're throwing a lot of energy at you.
Right.
And then you're also thinking about the magnitude of this retailer and what the potential is for something like that. And so it all kind of hits you at once, especially, when you build something from scratch, from the ground up on, with your family, and from, very small beginnings to this. So they're just all of those emotions hit you at once, and you realize that you're in Walmart, which is, a dream. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now that's something I'm curious about. Okay, because you opened your first restaurant in 2008 with your dad.
Yeah.
Is that right? And then,
Yeah.
so when did the whole idea of getting into this other area, getting into the frozen market and getting into doing the pizzas and pastas and sauces on the retail side, when did that, has that always kind of been in the back of your mind to do, or was it something that came along after you're like, oh man, we have an awesome product, we got to get it out there?
Oh, I think it's always been, but I'll start with the beginning really quickly. So I started in restaurants at the age of 14 years old. I was a high school dropout. So I immediately, it's kind of one of the places that will take you without any degrees, restaurants. So I immediately got into that and worked my way up and worked in 20, 30 restaurants over my career. Ended up living in Italy for a little while. Obviously became very inspired by cooking, my time there. My mother was an art teacher in Italy, so I lived with her in her apartment. Came back to the States with this passion for Italian cooking and pitched the idea to my father, who was a picker. He was a junk guy, and he had like a little antique store in this building, and I convinced him to close the junk store and we'll use the junk to decorate this pizzeria. So I was 25 when we did that. And it was the first artisan pizzeria in St. Louis. And it was a huge success. And from there, I built the business, and built and evolved it into Katie's Pizza and Pasta. After a few years and a few locations doing that, I decided I wanted to get into the meal kit business. Blue Apron had just started, and it was very interesting to me because I've always wanted to impact as many people as I can. And there's only so many brick and mortar restaurants you can do and only so much time that you have in your life to build those. So I thought, well, this would be an easier way to reach more people. So I opened a meal kit company, which was an Italian meal kit company where I sent dough and pasta that we made and recipes. And it was not a huge success, unlike my other ventures. And so I shuttered it and realized that people don't really like to cook. They like to put things in the oven or the microwave. And so I shuttered it about a year before COVID. And so that was a big loss. And then COVID happened, and they announced that they were going to shut down all of our dining rooms. And I knew that people didn't want to cook. I don't know if you remember, but a lot of chefs went into the meal prep space.
Yes.
But I just tested that market and knew that was, a difficult one. And so we quickly just decided, what can we make to throw in the oven? And the obvious, answer is a frozen pizza if you've got a pizzeria.
Yeah.
So we quickly prototyped the frozen pizza within about 24 hours, created a e-commerce site with our old web developer from the meal kit company, put it up on Shopify, and within 72 hours launched the site. And the community rallied, and we sold 50,000 pizzas in 6 weeks. And we saved everyone's job. We saved the business. All of our dining rooms turned into assembly lines. So I had 2 locations at that time. Both were making frozen pizzas. Our servers and bartenders became delivery drivers. So they were driving boxes of frozen pizzas across the metro area. And we realized, a lot of this was the energy from COVID, but a lot of this was that it was an incredible product, and that we had finally, we had found something that was going to reach people. Our local grocer, Greg Dierberg, called us in the middle of this frenzy and said, can we put your pizzas in our grocery stores? And the first call I got from him, he is an incredible retail he's got like 30 stores in our area, and they're beautiful. And the first call I got from him, I said, Greg, I'm too busy. We can't keep up with what we're doing. I don't know how I could possibly make pizzas for you as well. and he was wonderful, and he put a team together just to help us. I mean, really, it was just like just a friend helping a friend out, and said, I'm gonna put a team together to teach you grocery and teach you about how you get into grocery. So he did that for us, and we were in Dearborn's about 8 months later, and went under USDA inspection quickly after that, and then began shipping across the country. So we really started in grocery in 2021, and today we're in about 800 stores. This is before Walmart, before Sprouts, before these other retailers that we've gotten along the way in the last few weeks. And so our I think we'll probably be in at least 2,500 stores by the end of next year. So really exciting. And we have now a full line of Italian foods that are going to be launched in November. So more to come. Very exciting. We just shot a national campaign for it, and it's exciting because we're making everything. We have a plant in St. Louis. We're making everything just like we make in the restaurants. We're hand stretching, wood firing, using beautiful ingredients like stracciatella, burrata cheese, black garlic. So it's a cool operation.
The plant size, I'm sure. Are you going to be able to expand it with the whole Walmart deal? I mean, I'm sure that's going to take up a lot more space.
Yeah, so the current plant size we have has the capacity for the Walmart space. We wouldn't have taken it on had we not had that. So we have room to grow for that and a few more retailers. We are expanding the space into, luckily, we're very lucky, the space next to us. So that became available. And so that's being built in the next few months. So that'll all time out perfectly for hopefully, a takeover, a grocery takeover.
From having the restaurants to going into a production facility, how different is a production facility than a normal pizza kitchen as far as what you're doing for the retail side?
So for us, it isn't. And that I think is why our product is so special. The innovation is that we aren't manipulating or processing the product.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is, like I said, it's kind of an innovation, especially in this field, is they want to tend to over process, use the cheapest ingredients, the cheapest oils, etc., because it is hard to make a profit in grocery. But our thing was, we have to make a real product. We have to do exactly what we're doing in the restaurants. So it really mirrors our restaurant operation as far as we have, huge wood-fired ovens. Obviously, we're assembly lining this.
Yeah.
But we're using the same ingredients, the same practices, the same dough mixers, the same chefs are working and developing these recipes. So it's pretty close. And then the other thing is we just need a lot of freezer space. That's the difference. Yeah. It's like everything. You need a lot of freezer space. And then I think the hardest part for us was learning the logistics of selling pizza to distributors and kind of the costs that go into that. Another thing that we're really proud of, which I think is a bigger deal than Walmart, is that we're in every single DC across the country for UNFI, which is a huge distributor. And it's very hard to get into one DC, and we're in all of them. And that is a testament to the product. They won't take you in unless you have the retailer, but the retailer won't buy from you unless you're in the DC. So it's a chicken egg thing. And I think a lot of it is that the distributors believe in the product so much and know how successful it is once it's in, that they're putting us in, and then we're able to scale across the country. So it's very exciting to be across the country this early on. But yeah, learning all of that and learning about the distributors, learning how long it takes to from, first meeting to making it on the shelf and slotting fees and everything else that comes into it. That was the difficult part. But the actual kitchen and how we make everything is pretty close to what we're doing in the restaurants. Almost identical, actually.
That's amazing. I think about like having a retail that is now nationwide. Does that have you found it to surge your pizzerias? Have you found a positive impact coming into the pizzeria aspect?
I think it just like is exciting for we're a St. Louis restaurant group right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's very exciting for the community who has always been on this ride with me. When I first opened up, I did a Kickstarter campaign. So again, they've been very supportive, and I'm born and raised from St. Louis. So I think it's very exciting for them to see something grow to this degree. And so it brings a lot of pride, and St. Louis is a city that has a lot of pride. And so I think that all of that feeds back into the support for the brand for sure.
So with your latest location, is it near the ballpark?
Yeah.
So you've kind of taken on also a fine dining aspect to your brand. So what went into what was the thought process behind that, and the whole new third location?
Well, I wouldn't call it fine dining. Because I don't like that. I like the fact that it's very accessible to all. So the food has always been fine dining level. Like we hand make every noodle. We make noodles that are dyed with ramps, black garlic. We use things like botarga, agretti, caviar, burrata, but the environment is very like very casual, comfortable. It's artful. They're easy places for anyone to dine with us and have kind of their own experience. You can come from the gym, you can come with your family, you can come on a date dressed up. We have great music and it's really fun. So the ballpark location was just an opportunity for us to create a larger space to capture the amount of people that you have to capture when there's a Cardinals game or a concert or a Blues game. So we wanted a big space, and then we wanted to also have a kitchen that could help us develop things like bistecca Florentine, lobster thermidor. So again, we just didn't have the room in our other restaurants to do those secondi dishes. And so this was an opportunity for us to create and do more in the kitchen, while also creating this beautiful big space that could capture those large audiences. And then we also get tons of requests for events. So being able to build an event space and a big bar, and it's really just like a big celebration space, but it follows the same path as our other locations. I wouldn't call it fine dining. I would call it like fine dining food, really beautiful food in a casual environment, neighborhood, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Something that I'm really impressed by as well is you've been able to donate almost $500,000 through your Give Back Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And that's it's an impressive number. Can you tell me a little bit about your kind of your giving programs, your community outreach?
Yeah, I think again, the support that I've gotten through initially a Kickstarter campaign was something where I said, well, this has been the community has rallied behind us, and we really have to say thank you. And we came up with the idea of donating once a month 100% of our proceeds to a local charity. And part of my story is I'm a recovered alcoholic and addict, and I lived in a halfway house and was homeless. And I lived there for 6 months in this place that was able to support me through that and get me back on my feet. And then I was able to build my business from there. And so I know how important those organizations are. And I know that people come on hard times, and So I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to say thank you to St. Louis for supporting us through a Kickstarter, and two, for me to be able to pay it forward for the support that I got during a time in need. So we started that 10 years ago. We donate 100% once a month. And then, like I said, to date, we've donated $500,000. So pretty cool. All St. Louis charities, so helping our community right here.
That's amazing. I love it. I know we've kept you for a little while. I'll close out on one more question, and that is, where do you see all this going? What's next for the business?
Well, I see we just shot a beautiful national campaign for our CPG line. You're going to see the whole line and the campaign revealed starting in November. I would say other restaurants and others, more restaurants in other cities we're working on. Here's what I see for the company. I see it in every retailer in the United States. I see it to begin to reach a global market. I see our give backs following that path. I see more restaurants. I see more innovation. I see lots of projects, and we've built an incredible team and a restaurant group, and there's lots that we have in store.
That's amazing. Wow, your story is amazing, and I hope to connect with you to do more things, to learn more about your story and continue the journey. I'm going to throw this out there because I lead the Women's Pizzeria Owners Panel at Pizza Hut. And so if you're coming this year,
Wait, in Vegas?
Yeah.
In Vegas, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been, and I think we're slated, obviously, with everything going on. This will be our first one, so I would love to.
Oh, sweet! Yes.
Yeah.
I'll put that bug in your ear.
Yeah, we always go to Expo West, the Fine Foods, and it kind of always runs into the pizza. The dates are so close.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
we never make it, but obviously with everything going on, the team has already planned that we have to go to that one this year. I'm very excited. So
oh, great. Well, we'll connect after this about the women's pizza panel, because that's awesome.
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. What a beautiful, amazing journey you've been on, and we wish you the biggest success moving forward.
Thank you so
incredible.
much. I really appreciate it and would love to connect as the years progress. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.